So when you first met Tom, because again, you said I'm picky about chronological order and such.
Mhm.
When did you start in 93? Like, did you start August 93?
So it'd be August 93 to the year of 94.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking about Tom. The story has it Tom got kicked out of Poway in January 1992. So spring semester, he transfers to Rancho Bernardo. Legend has it he joins a group of friends that includes Ann Hoppus. Mark moves back around August 92, and I think Tom goes back to Poway then for the semester, and Blink is formed. So you're pretty early there. You're on they've got that next semester, 93, and then you're right there the semester after that, which is pretty wild. So when you first meet Tom and he walks into your office or whatever, was there anything like, did he stick out to you? Like, was he just a funny, goofy dude, or you could just tell that he was super like dead set on this band thing? Like, all these years later, thinking back, like, did you see something in him early on, or was he just
Yeah.
another student?
He wasn't goofy. He was straight up one of the nicest guys. He's such a nice guy. No, what I noticed right away, I noticed stupid things actually. I noticed he had these really cool Levi's on, and he cuffed them just right. Like they were torn off or cut off at the bottom and then flipped up. And I'm like, dude, you got style. Like he had a cool style. And he just carried himself well. Like I liked. Not, I'm particular. I kind of come from a mod background. Like when I was in high school, I was into the Specials and Madness and all these ska bands and a little bit of punk rock edge and a lot of new wave edge and really fun stuff. And so I like that mod style. I like the Fred Perry shirts and the Sambas, which he's wearing now, kind of thing. But Doc Martens and fun stuff like that. So he had a stick together, man. He had a good look. He was so kind and so cool, and he was hungry. So this is a thing that I will say about Blink early on is the tenacity, like just being tenacious about things. And, again, I came from a background where I worked at a label where when I liked some band, when they weren't around, I was promoting them and I was doing work for them and I was happy to spread the good word about them. So, it's when a band isn't humble and isn't kind-hearted and isn't cool, you tend to not cheer for them as the underdog. And, Blink was the underdog. Let me back up a little bit on your story there. So we don't need to have any legends. I'll give you the actual facts. So here's the fact.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. So Tom walked in with some buddies to a basketball game at the Poway High gym, and they were drinking, and they had little breathalyzers on their flashlights at the time. So Tom was pulled aside, got busted for that. Anytime you got busted for something like that, you got what was called an inter-district transfer, and it would happen for one semester. So he got inter-district transferred to the very closest high school to us, which is like 3 miles away, and that was Rancho Bernardo High School. So he meets Mark's sister, and they can give you all the details from that. That's all there, and whatever happens from there. And how he forms the band. But Mark, what's funny is I just picked up a contract here. I won't share the address because I think his mom still lives there. But over here in Poway, it's actually Penasquitas, where he lives. So Mark actually lived like in the Rancho Bernardo and Poway area. He was right in between that space. Scott Rayner, who was their drummer at the time, also was from Poway and then went to Rancho Bernardo. And I thought Abraxas, which is a continuation school, but I can't be sure about that. So I don't want to say anything. I was asking Wade Yeoman, who's a friend of mine, who's the drummer for Unwritten Law, who the band Blink. So at the time when I was working with Tom, we haven't gotten to this piece yet, but from the time when I was working with Tom, he was like, dude, Unwritten Law, like they're on Red Eye Records, and they made the Blue Room, and it's on a CD. It was all these great things that they were like, oh, this is so awesome. And
yeah.
They were the band to emulate. But like I said before, when a band is progressively going along, when they're a band that is humble you get behind them. When there's a band that's a little cocky, people tend to want to knock them off their pedestal a little bit. And I love Underdog. I think they have amazing talent. Scott's great. Wade is amazing. Rob Brewer, their original guitarist, was amazing. I mean, those guys just killed it. But they had a bit of the gangster vibe going on, and Blink didn't. Blink had the make fun of each other vibe going on, and so they were never building themselves higher than anybody around them. And it worked. I mean, it really worked well for them. Like, coming from a marketing perspective and a record label, I'm like, you guys got this down, man. Like, you're smart. And I don't know that this is the thing, Ryan, like you can either plan this stuff out and it will eventually come across contrived, or you just be who you are and people feel it, and the timing is right, and the things happen right, and you hit the right people, and if you're constantly pounding the pavement, which those guys were, something's gonna break. And it just, man, it's like the stars align. When the stars align, these things happen. But the stars can align and you're not in alignment, and it's not going to happen for you. Yeah. Fortunately, Tom and Mark, and always their drummers, were always their silent partners. Like even Travis in the beginning was really quiet, but always their silent partners. And these guys just knew how to do it. Like, they were very smart about what they were doing, but they weren't contrived. Like, they were naturally guys you wanted to get behind. Like, Mark was total rock star and super cool. And Tom in the beginning, I loved him. Like, Tom is an amazing guy. Like, so many people admire him for what he does and what he's doing, and he gets it. Like, he gets it.